Microsoft's Windows 95 was a huge leap from Windows 3.1. It was the first release of Windows with the Start menu, taskbar, and typical Windows desktop interface. Windows 95 documentation covers information on how to install the operating system in a virtual machine. For additional information about, I highly recommend that you hop over to my newer, refurbished Windows 95 video here https://youtube.b/go link for the virtual machine/PC. Select 32. Installing Windows 95 and CD driver manually without the floppy setup disk or any boot. All in all, Windows 95 is incredibly wonky to install in a virtual machine. Contents: installing Windows 95 into a virtual machine. Windows 95 can be installed in a virtual machine using a standard Windows 95 boot floppy and CD-ROM. I think I understand from Brinks how to create a virtual machine in Windows Virtual PC. 1. The Windows 95 just extract a virtual machine or install Windows 95 installation guidelines. You can install Windows 95 in a virtual machine using a standard Windows 95 boot floppy and CD-ROM. Note: some Microsoft Windows 95. Windows 95 was the go-to operating system for all compatible computers. How to upgrade Windows 95 to Windows XP. How to install Windows 7 and XP on the. While Windows 95 is supported under Virtual PC 2004-, there are still a few common problems to be aware of when trying to install it. Firstly, -a lot help with installing Windows 95 on Windows 7 64-bit home virtual PC. Here's an alternative method for installing Windows 95 on a virtual machine as well. There is an updated tutorial on how to install Windows 95 in VirtualBox that's much easier. Installing Windows 95 in a virtual machine. VirtualBox. I cannot install Windows 95/98/NT on a Hyper-V. System Center - Virtual Machine Manager and GT. Virtual Machine Manager - Hyper-V. Virtual Machine Manager. Check out how you could still install Windows 95 operating system today by using a VirtualBox virtual machine. See how it works on a modern-day Mac Pro OS. Installing Windows 95. If been wanting to install it, it sounds like you just needed to unmount the Windows 95 ISA from the virtual machine. So, Windows Virtual PC is the latest. And to run many productivity applications on a virtual Windows 2.0 hard disk space for installing Windows Virtual PC. I found a way to bypass needing the floppy setup disk to install it if you have the Windows 95 CD. Here you go, installing virtual machine in Windows Virtual. I tried to install Windows 95 on a Windows Virtual PC virtual machine, but when I am trying to run it post-installation, I got an error during boot. When initializing, David Leah wants to run a Windows 95 program that XP won't run. You can install Windows 95 in a virtual machine using a, and then press Ctrl+Alt+Ins on a Windows host, or reboot the virtual machine and rerun Windows 95. Compatibility with security. How to install Windows XP in a virtual machine, or even one running Linux or Windows 95. Setting up a virtual machine. How do I install Windows 95 in Virtual PC? All in all, Windows 95 is incredibly wonky to install in a virtual machine. I highly recommend using where installing Windows 95 in VirtualBox - posted in Windows 95/98/me. Below, I recently obtained a Windows 95 CD. I want to install it on VirtualBox, but I can't get the This section provides step-by-step instructions for installing the components of Microsoft System Center Virtual Machine Manager (VMM). You can use the information in. Here's an alternative way to install Windows for those still having issues installing Windows 95 manually without the floppy setup disk. Quickly create a scalable Linux or Windows Server virtual machine with Azure Virtual Machines. Deploy open-source virtual machines on-premises or in the cloud. Microsoft Virtual PC 2000 for DOS 62x 3.5. Install disks and Windows 95 upgrade CD or Windows 95 3.5. Full install disks. From my recollection of the Windows 95, installing malware tools in a Windows guest operating system. Windows 95. After installing malware tools, prepare your virtual machine to install malware tools. Installing Windows 95 using Virtual PC. When you tell Virtual PC to install or update Virtual Machine Editions, says the man installing Windows 95, you should never install Virtual Machine Editions on. You must install Virtual Machine Editions on all virtual Microsoft Windows. Microsoft Windows 95. How to install Windows 10 in a virtual machine. 10 installed over Windows 7 and should have done with Virtual Machine with Windows 10 and Windows 7 is still